Hello everyone, my name is Uğur Genç and I'm thrilled to present our paper on sustainable recipe planning practices for restaurants, which was written by myself, Aykut Coşkun, and Ayşen Coşkun.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with Ur. Together, we will explore how culinary operations can embrace sustainability, reduce environmental impact, and promote a greener food industry. Sustainability is a pressing concern in the food service industry, and it's essential that we, as practitioners and researchers, work together to address sustainability-related challenges in this industry. Our research sheds light on the crucial role of chefs in sustainable menu and recipe planning practices and introduces an exciting concept called NOBI to support these practices. So let's delve into the details.
We will begin by discussing the increasing importance of sustainability in the food industry and how sustainable menu and recipe planning can contribute to positive environmental impacts. Afterwards, we will explore the role of information and communication technologies in promoting sustainability in restaurants. These technologies have the potential to revolutionize how we approach food practices. We will then share insights from our research methodology, which involve interviews and workshops with 20 experienced chefs, giving us valuable information on the characteristics of sustainable recipes. Next, we will introduce you to NOBI, an interactive sustainable recipe planning concept designed to assist chefs in embracing sustainability in their culinary operations. Finally, we will discuss the implications of integrating ICTs into recipe and menu planning practices, paving the way for sustainable food services. So, without further ado, let's throw a glance at the sustainable culinary practices. The sustainability movement is gaining momentum in the hospitality industry, and this extends to the food service sector. We are witnessing increasing concerns about the ecological impact of culinary operations, and it's our duty to respond to these challenges proactively.
Sustainability is not just a buzzword, it's a necessity for the future of our planet. The food industry, being a significant contributor to environmental issues, needs to adopt sustainable practices throughout the entire food service process. One way to address sustainability in restaurants is through menu and recipe planning. This aspect not only reduces food waste, but also influences various aspects of restaurant operations, such as equipment, ingredients, and expenses. By incorporating sustainable practices into menu planning, chefs can make a significant impact on the ecological footprint of their restaurants. For instance, they can turn vegetable leftovers into delicious sauces, minimizing waste and maximizing efficiency. Information and communication technologies have revolutionized various industries, and the food service sector is no exception to this. These technologies provide opportunities for monitoring and managing research consumption and better inventory management. We've seen examples like an automated food waste measurement system and inventory management software, both contributing to sustainability in restaurants. Integrating ICTs in recipe and menu planning can further enhance these efforts. To positively impact menu and recipe planning practices with an ICT-based solution, we employed a user-centered design approach. Our three-phase UCD methodology involved interviews with 10 chefs, the initial design of our concept called NOBI, and recipe generation sessions with another 10 talented chefs. As you see from the participant pool, we managed to gather insights from chefs with diverse backgrounds. During the first phase of the study, we conducted semi-structured interviews to explore the chefs' recipe preparation practices and their attitudes towards sustainability. In this phase, we aim to understand two key aspects: how chefs develop a recipe and what constitutes a good and a sustainable recipe.
Based on the interviews, we identified 4 crucial dimensions of sustainable recipes: locality, seasonality, frugality, and food quality. These characteristics are the building blocks of environmentally conscious culinary practices. Firstly, locality plays a significant role in reducing a restaurant's environmental impact. Chefs emphasize the importance of using locally produced ingredients from nearby suppliers. By reducing food mileage and supporting local producers, chefs can contribute to both environmental preservation and the local economy. Secondly, seasonality complements the concept of locality. All the chefs stress the significance of using seasonal ingredients to minimize the environmental burden caused by out-of-season products. They said that Working with the ingredients in their natural growing season not only benefits the environment but also nurtures their creativity in crafting delightful dishes. Thirdly, frugality, or being mindful of resource consumption and waste reduction, emerge as a critical aspect of sustainable recipe planning. Chefs showed a strong commitment to using all the edible parts of ingredients, commonly known as root to stem cooking. Additionally, they explored innovative ways to incorporate food residues into side dishes or create new dishes to minimize food waste while maintaining a balanced menu. Lastly, food quality heavily influenced the chef's decision about ingredient selection and recipe planning. While seasonality and locality were essential considerations, chefs acknowledged that the quality of ingredients played a pivotal role. They preferred to use locally and seasonally available ingredients only if they met the desired quality standards. This revealed the need to balance sustainability goals with the pursuit of culinary excellence.
In the next phase of our study, we designed Nobi. This concept consists of an interactive knob and a projected display, allowing chefs to create recipes and assess their sustainability in real time. During the recipe planning process, chefs can select and add ingredients using the knob, record and retrieve previous recipes, customize ingredients, and create combinations for personalized use. Nobi assesses the sustainability of the recipe based on locality, seasonality, and frugality, as well as the quality of the recipe concerning cost and novelty. As a chef selects ingredients for a recipe, a spider diagram on the bottom right of the project display dynamically shows the recipe's performance in terms of sustainability criteria. Chefs then can adjust their ingredient choices to optimize sustainability scores accordingly. The system takes into account multiple factors to provide comprehensive recipe assessment. It considers data from the ingredients in the recipe to evaluate seasonality, locality, and cost. Furthermore, it examines ingredient combinations and cooking techniques to assess novelty. The system also assists chefs by suggesting ingredient modifications to improve sustainability and maintain culinary excellence. In the third phase, we conducted an online recipe generation session with 10 chefs to gather their reactions to using Nobi. Chefs were asked to design their recipes by using an online template, which is similar to the logic of Nobi. And after the recipe generation, we introduced the concept to them. The overall feedback was highly positive. Chefs found the sustainability dimensions, novelty, and cost assessments very valuable for their work. The real-time visualization of ingredient choices, impact on sustainability metrics, empowered them to make informed and better decisions. Some chefs highlighted that Nobi has a potential to mitigate food waste through frugal recipe planning, especially for large-scale restaurants and research and development departments in restaurants. While experienced chefs found Nobi very helpful, they suggested additional value could come from more precise ingredient cost information. The positive feedback validated Nobi's potential as an effective and user-friendly tool for sustainable recipe planning. Based on our research, we have derived several design implications to enhance sustainable food services and support chefs' efforts in this domain. So, number one of these implications is using tangible artifacts from chefs' working environment as input devices. In this study, we learned that chefs often rely on tangible tools like notebooks and sketches to record their recipes and ideas. Thus, future ICT tools should consider utilizing tangible artifacts as input devices to bridge the gap between analog and digital recipe planning practices. For example, augmenting chefs' recipe notebooks with computer technology through mobile apps can convert analog recipes into digital formats for easy integration. The second implication that we have is providing real-time and comparative data on recipes and menus. In this work, we learned that sustainability dimensions like locality, seasonality, and frugality are interconnected, and they can vary based on time and location. Thus, ICTs should offer real-time data and comparisons to help chefs assess the sustainability of their recipes and menus comprehensively. To give an example, Nobi's real-time assessment and visualizations are a step in this direction. The third implication that we have is combining different technologies to increase their impact on sustainable food practices. Food service operations involve various interconnected tasks, and standalone technologies may address only specific sustainability concerns. Thus, combining multiple technologies like Nobi with a smart waste measurement system or a smart waste bin can enhance their effectiveness in promoting sustainable practices in the kitchen. The fourth implication that we extracted from our study is considering the different characteristics of different food service domains. We know that different restaurants and food service establishments have unique characteristics that influence their sustainability challenges. So, future innovations should tailor their solutions to match the specific needs of various food service settings. For example, it's different to tackle food waste in a large-scale hotel or in a small restaurant. So the fifth implication that we extracted is the importance of gathering insights from multiple stakeholders when developing new innovation. Restaurant operations involve multiple stakeholders, and their behaviors and attitudes influence sustainability practices. So developers should consider the perspective of chefs, managers, and other relevant stakeholders like waitresses and suppliers and retailers, etc., to create technologies that align with their needs and preferences. Last but not least, we also identify that in order to facilitate Nobi's adoption, one need to consider chefs' recipe development routines. So when introducing innovative technologies like Nobi, understanding chefs' existing practices, for example, their recipe development routines, is really critical for successful adoption. Integrating Nobi with both digital and physical artifacts used by chefs during recipe planning can increase its usefulness and acceptance among chefs.
We have demonstrated the pivotal role of chefs in promoting sustainability in the food service industry. By embracing sustainable menu and recipe planning practices and leveraging innovative tools like Nobi, chefs can lead the way towards a greener and more sustainable food industry. We believe that our findings and design implications will inspire researchers and practitioners to collaborate further on sustainable culinary practices. Integrating ICTs into recipe and menu planning practices can pave the way for a healthier planet and a better future for all. Thank you for your attention. We are now open to questions and discussions. Please feel free to ask anything about our research or our journey towards promoting sustainability in the food industry.